I've been following the trends on social media just to see what's going on in Africa and beyond. And one thing that has really caught my attention is the number of threads that are talking about fast food in Africa and how people are excited about the pizza, the French fries, the hamburgers, and the big giant cup of soda that they get to wash it all down. And as I'm watching these threads, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, what is really going on here? You see, I have worked as a registered dietitian in Western-based facilities, and throughout the course of my career, I have counseled many people on diet and nutrition. I have seen children as young as 7 years of age being diagnosed with diabetes, type 2 diabetes, the diabetes that was once only diagnosed in adults, but now we're seeing it more and more in young children. I have seen many young people unable to walk the length of a block without stopping to catch their breath, or watch them huff and puff as they try and run for a soccer ball or a basketball as they're playing with their friends. And when I've sat down to speak with them, they all seem to have one thing in common. They all eat fast food on a very regular basis. You know, when I think about fast food in Africa, I can't help but refer back to my experiences with the patients that I have seen. You see, given Africa and the way that we are right now with our health care situation, I worry about us being able to provide the care that is needed when somebody's now diagnosed with a chronic disease that they have to live with and manage for the rest of their lives. I'm talking diseases of lifestyle, such as diabetes, hypertension, heart disease, stroke, arthritis, joint problems, bone problems. These are all diseases that are related to obesity and the weight that comes when excess calories are eaten. And so when I think about fast food in Africa, I worry about our healthcare situation and our healthcare systems being able to take care of the people that are going to be suffering from these diseases. Currently, we have a situation in which we're unable to treat some of our diseases that are spreading throughout the continent. People are being sent to places as far away as India for medical care. So now, if there's a large influx of diseases, how will the continent cope? Will the continent cope? What's going to happen to our health? I worry about that, and that is my primary concern about fast food. Now, don't get me wrong. I am not saying that nobody should ever eat fast food. I think there are some foods. I personally enjoy French fries every once in a while, but it's about how often and when you eat them. You know, you can't eat these foods on a daily basis and expect to be healthy. It's about moderation and taking care of you. You know, the thing about it is that there's so many different things that fast food institutions bring to the continent. Let's talk about employment and the number of people that are getting jobs that they didn't have before, because now they are able to go into an establishment and work. Let's talk about the foreign currency and the foreign tax that people and different areas are able to get because of the fast food institutions. And lastly, let's talk about, you know, the basics of tourism. There are some people that want to come and visit different parts of Africa, but are not interested in trying foods like nyama choma or suya or, you know, pule yassa, you know, because they're foreign and strange to them. But if you talk to them about a hamburger and pizza and that being available, they might actually be interested in coming to visit the places that we're talking about. You know, the very sad part of it all for me is that while we are all standing in line and eating our burgers and pizzas and fried chicken, people in America are actually looking to Africa to see what are they eating over there. Why are the African populations so healthy? Well, let me say this. The traditional African population is so healthy. You know, our grandparents, our great-great-grandparents, what is it that they ate? And all of a sudden, on the American markets, there's a huge implosion of African grains. They're eating millet, sorghum, teff, the very grains that we are looking at and saying, I don't want to eat that. That's too primitive. Those are the things that they're eating. Those are the things that they're taking and promoting as something that is healthy and good for us. But meanwhile, we are looking at our own food and shunning it. Americans are learning how to cook African foods and learning their heritage and their health through the foods that we eat, the foods that are readily available to us. It's something that we need to start thinking about. What are you eating? How often are you eating? And why are you eating it? You know, I think we should go back to those days that many of you will remember when we ate out because it was a special occasion. The days that when you got good grades in school, mom took you out to go eat a hamburger and chips or French fries. Let's go back to those days and reserve fast food for those special occasions and for those special days. You know, but if you must eat fast food and French fries and pizzas, you know, let's think about it. Why are you eating it? If it is the only thing that is available to you, choose different options that might be healthier and better for you. You know, instead of going for the fried foods, choose the grilled options instead. You know, grilled chicken, much better for you than fried chicken. Instead of going for the adult size, super size, big portions, go for the kids meal. You'll actually be really surprised at how much you can fill up on a single child's meal. Try it. You'll be really amazed. Besides, there's nowhere in the books that says that adults have to eat these huge supersized portions that we now are so accustomed to eating. You know, if you're going to order a hamburger, see if they have whole grain bread instead of the white bread that it is customarily served on. Choose and ask for more lettuce and tomatoes so that you can sneak in a side of vegetables. And then when it comes to those big portions of those big giant sugary beverages, skip those. Try some water. We really don't drink enough water as it is, and yet it is nature's perfect beverage. Let's drink a little bit more of it. It's less calories, much better for you. It hydrates you and gives you the nutrition that you need. You know, at the end of the day, I really think that we need to stop and we need to think about what it is that we're eating. Why are we eating it? What can we do to improve our health? How can we improve our health? You know, at the end of the day, we speak, it is our health. So the next time that you go to a fast food institution and you're about to order something, take a moment to stop. Stop and think about what it is that you're eating. What is it going to do to your body? What are the long-term consequences of it? It might taste good now, but what is it going to do to you 5, 10, maybe even 2 years from now? Think about the long-term consequences. So next time you go to a fast food restaurant, stop and think about it for a while. It's not always the best choice. It's not always the healthiest decision. But stop, make your choices. Go and enjoy your fast food, but don't do it every day. Make it an occasional habit. That's food for thought. Thank you.